we've completed.
Thank you.
Russell, Russell Gary. See, that's why we need intros, Sandy. Thank you.
Yes, Russell Gary. Yeah, great. Yes.
Appreciate that. Yes. Just call me Jones. It's all good.
So, yeah, we are recording now. So
perfect. Thank you so much.
Go there. You're welcome.
Okay.
Good deal. Good deal. Yeah, and we do have a couple of folks, Russell, that you think you have met, but were not able to attend due to some a short week this week. So some overlapping things. So, but we got kind of each of those sides of our business that are represented. So, Russell, you and I have met. So I represent the sales side of the business and represent the leadership team on the federal, more broadly the public sector side. So looking at this on how we are going to partner with you, your team, and this program in what we are doing more broadly with Department of Defense and leveraging it in support of our efforts with the military. And how does it support what we're doing? How do we support what you all are intending to do as well as a vendor, a technology training vendor? So we want to fill in some gaps that you all have, and we would like for this to fill in some go-to-market strategy for us. So anyway, very interested to hear what the rest of our team has to ask in terms of questions, and would also like you to offer, after we do some introductions, some perspective on as a new vendor that's bringing a variety of technology training curriculum, if there are any things that you would offer new folks to this program, things that are new onboarding tips and tricks and things like that. So anyway, look forward to that. Ladies, who would like to jump in? Lisa, but you gotta go off mute.
Lisa Jones. Yes, Russell. Sorry, I believe we met really briefly at the party out in Vegas. So thanks for taking the time to reconnect with us today. From my perspective, I was the responsible party to sort of help identify the right classes that we want to bring to the program. And Jen Lofquist, who is not here with us, she was the one that kind of did the heavy lifting on our side and really did the communication with your team and making sure that we had everything, all the things dotted and T's crossed to make sure that we were had everything we needed. So then I think the next kind of step for us is we're going to work on creating some marketing documentation and landing pages. And I think for us, the call today was that maybe the tools, right, that we'll be using on how do we upload courses, and then sort of maybe some best practices that you may have seen from other vendors that make this program successful for the Army and your team on your side. And I think that for me is what I'd like to see today.
Outstanding.
Kristen?
Hi, can you hear me? Yes,
I can.
I see my volume bar moving. So I'm Kristen out of Denver. I'm the director of marketing. I was at the party as well, so we probably met very briefly, but good to see you again. Yeah, so kind of like Lisa said, the marketing aspect of this, just getting it out on our website, creating awareness around this program, and then working probably close with Pam to get those courses actually loaded and visible and all that good stuff. So yeah, great to meet you. We're excited about this.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
You're a little broken up, Pam.
Yeah.
All right, let me see. No?
Oh, there we go. Yep, leave it like that.
Yeah, can you hear? Okay. I took my headset off. I'm having trouble with my headset. Sorry about that.
That's all right.
But Russell, I work in the operations, so I'll be the point of contact for the operations, and I'll be helping Kristen and and Lisa with the classes. And when the registrations come in, I'll work on that. So anything in the operations, you can direct towards me.
Outstanding. Well, for those of you who may not have met me before or may have just met me briefly, my name is Russell Gray. I've been a part of the credentialing world since 2015. I was the original director of the Air Force School credentialing program that they have down there at Maxwell Air Force Base. And I came up here to help the Army with their program in September of 2020. My responsibility to the Army CA program is I help vendor relations and help guide and steer the vendors in the direction they need to go. And I'm here for the questions and answers for vendors as needed to help them with their accounts and making sure that they stay current and within policy for the Army's program.
Excellent. And I think also one of the, guiding principles we want to make sure is that, if there are some, guidelines that you say we need to steer clear of in terms of marketing the program out on our website, in email blasts, things like that. We would like to be made aware of that. It may be written, and we want to make sure we don't gloss over that and do something, inadvertently. So anything like that, we will read through all of that as we build our go-to-market strategy. But we just want to make sure that we stay, certainly within the guidelines of the program and things like that, because we definitely don't want to do anything that is out of bounds. That's for sure. So I'll stick with, I'll say that. In terms of, do we want to just, where do we want to start? Do we have some real specific questions that could lead into a broader conversation? Do we want to start with pulling up the portal and looking and seeing what our presence looks like? And, tell me, ladies, or Russell, where should we start?
Yeah, I guess there's a slight disadvantage today just because Jen is not here. But I think and she set up the program, so we'll kind of do as best as we can with some of the things so marketing was a big thing, right? To understand and make sure that we have the right messaging, the appropriate messaging, and stay within compliance. And is the best way for Kristen to kind of so I'll ask her the first question, for Kristen to kind of set up our landing page and marketing page. How do you find other vendors are successful in doing that? Is just going to your website and kind of following those steps, or what would you recommend best practices?
Absolutely. So the biggest thing with marketing, especially for the Army CA side, there's two main points that I want to hammer home here. First of all, anything that you submit marketing wise, be it a brochure, be it a landing page, be it pamphlets you want to take to local installations, those need to be sent in to myself, Dottie, and Sophia first for review. Okay. Definitely make sure on your landing pages it says that the United States Army does not endorse your company. Make sure that's on there. But the biggest thing is making sure that it's sent over to us for review. If you're looking at putting things on installations or giving things out to soldiers on their installations or posts, you want to make sure that you have contacted the local education service officer first. And I believe through the AI portal, you can also do an installation access request that will go to the education office. You're going to want to go through and put that in first before you ever speak to any soldiers physically on a post. Now, if you have someone contacting you, you're more than welcome to give them all the information that they need. But if you're looking at putting items onto an installation, that education service officer has to be the go-to belly button there to say, yes, you can come on post, you can provide these items, or, hey, we have an education fair coming along. Would you like to participate in that education fair? But we see that a lot of our vendors, a lot of their communication is directly from their websites itself. So you're going to want to make sure, again, that marketing piece, that whatever you're looking at putting on your website, you send us a blurb of it or a screenshot of what you're anticipating doing, just to get the green light that you're good to go.
Okay.
You want to make sure that anything that's on your site that you plan on listing in the AI portal is also approved on Army Cool. So let me jump into that a little bit because that throws a wrench for a lot of vendors between Army Cool and Army CA. Each of the branches have a, per se, a cool program, credentialing opportunities online. However, the Army does their program a little bit different. The Army Cool page that anyone can access is civilian facing. It is the repository for all of the certification that soldiers are eligible for. So soldiers can go on there, they can find certifications, they can read up about what the requirements of it are, they can see what credentialing body oversees that certification and look to see if that's a good fit for them. Once they are ready to take on that certification and pursue it, or if they want to do training toward that certification or likewise, that's when they'll go to their Army Ignited site, which is their portal into the system where our vendors, you'll go in through the AI portal. Neither can see the other side. But when they go into Army Ignited, they're connected to the Army CA program and they can request funding from there. So that's where the soldiers are going to begin again, making sure if you as a vendor, you go on to Army Cool before you put anything into the AI portal to make sure that if you say, okay, well, I've got a credential, let's just use the PMP. That's our usual go-to. If you have a training that goes toward the PMP, well, you're going to want to go on Army Cool first and see that PMP is an approved credential. There's over 2,000 credentials in there right now that are approved. So, and that's steadily growing each month because we update the credential list, either removing credentials or adding credentials each month. And that list is also available on Army Cool under the Credentialing Assistance tab. If you find that you have a credential that you want to offer, but it's not listed on Army Cool, on the Army Cool site on the homepage, there's also a recommend credential tab. Matter of fact, if you guys don't mind, I will actually I'll put up my screen here for Army
That'd be
Cool.
great.
That'd be great.
That way
Yeah, that'd be
it'll be a
helpful.
I'm a
little
visual
easier.
learner. This will be,
Yeah,
this
me
will be
too.
great.
I'm saying if you notice, I'm over here taking notes feverishly. So yeah, that would be fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I was just thinking to myself, wait a minute, this probably be a lot easier if I just showed my screen. So let me
And I
share
would
my
I would
screen.
say that most of what we're going to be doing is representative of a large vendor like a Cisco, a Microsoft, a CompTIA, an Amazon Web
Absolutely.
Services. So some of this may already be done. You know, wait. So we may get down the road where we bring something that might be net new in terms of a new credential to the table.
Okay.
But yeah, this is good.
I mean, as of right now, where we stand is we have finished. There's a portfolio list across the vendors that you just discussed, Sandy. So Cisco, AWS, Microsoft credentialing just got approved, CompTIA and IDLE, and then so all of that is done. But and so then I think Jen gave us a real quick overview of the portal, and she,
Okay.
you know, but very, very briefly. So adding courses is something, Sandy, that I believe
Yep.
she and Pam
Yep.
will be managing together.
Right.
And then, you know, so this is a great start because of understanding what it looks like, even like what a soldier sees as they walk through this is really like they're like maybe from their processes would be good for us to understand it.
Right. And what I'm going to do, I will jump on and show you what it looks like for them in Army Ignited when they look up you as a vendor. So what they're seeing versus what you're putting into the system.
Okay, that's
we'll
great.
start here with Army Cool again. If you have credentials down the line that you say, hey, we want to add new credentials that have come to the market and we don't see them on Army Cool, you can go right here to where it says recommend credentials. You select that, you go to this option here, recommend credentials,
Mm-hmm.
and just click on that. And then once it catches up, You put your information there, and as much information that you can put about the credential in there is better. And what happens is this is not reviewed per se by Army personnel. We have a iCool council comprised of all of the services. And usually when a standards checklist or something is sent out, it's sent out by a representative from the Navy who will send that out to vendors and say, hey, we see that this new credential is being recommended to join the cool programs. Here's our standards checklist. Please self-identify if you meet these standards or don't meet these standards. And then that's how they will get added to the cool site. But it won't only be for the Army's cool site if it's added, because we're a joint council, it will be listed on all of the different cool sites for all of the branches.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that's that. Let's see. Credentialing assistance. So this is the credentialing assistance tab. And if you ever want to see the process, what soldiers are looking at when they go through and do their request, you can come on here and you can click on the soldier CA process guide. Right here's the vendor CA process guide. If a vendor was brand new and they needed their information put in, they could go here. The full credential search, we'll go back to that in just a second. I'll show you that in real time. This was just updated as of today. The approved vendor list and the added remove list. So this is information that was put into the system as of this morning. It's updated each month for all of the vendors to be able to go in and look at. On this list, you'll be able to see if all of the credentials that you have listed in the AI portal are on this list as well. And I'll give you an idea here of kind of what this list looks like. This is my working list that I work off of each week, but you can see here, like if you were to go to University of Texas, El Paso, or actually let's look up yours. But you should be in there now. And this is also what the soldiers will go to. So see, as of right now, this is what we have in the system for you. So this is the only thing that the soldiers can see for you. If you have other items that need to be listed or need to be added on to here, you would download this list and you would send it to us on the spreadsheet. Anything to be added will be put in green. Anything removed will be put in red.
Okay.
Okay.
So also, if there's new information that you're looking to add that hasn't already been approved to be on your site, say, again, you were adding new items, I will also send you guys the spreadsheet that you will need to use to basically say what's the name of the credential, what's the name of the training, what credential it aligns to, if there's any cost for fees or books or the exam, and if you're providing the credentialing body letter or the statistics for it. What I mean there is with the credentialing body letter, that's a letter showing that you are an authorized training provider for that credential. So say, just like we're seeing the Cisco certifications or Microsoft, a letter from them saying that, yes, we do recognize Sunset Learning as an authorized training provider to provide the following credentials. And that's what you would send for each one of the credentials or credential bodies that you're going to be adding credentials for. Does that make sense?
It does, but I think I'm a little behind here because I'm pretty positive that we got approved for about probably maybe 15 courses. So
Here's what I'm going to do there. I'm going to go over to, this is what the soldiers see when they're in Army Ignited.
Okay.
This is kind of what it comes up for them. But I'm going to go in here to institutions. I'll let you see what they see.
Okay.
So as of right now, this is the only thing that's in the system.
Okay.
And that
So this
appears
is all
as
that
something on our side that maybe because we didn't upload them.
Right. And what I would say is when you go back to this one as well, make sure the costs are in there, especially for the prep course, or if you offer the exam. If you don't, that's fine. But for the prep course, we're definitely going to need a cost in there.
Okay, and then cost.
See, yep, I see your contact information in there, so you're good there. We would just need the cost added, and then like I said, I will send you that sheet for adding the other items into the system. That way you can send it all back to us at one time. We'll reply back to you, yep, you're good to go, and then you can go put all those items into the system.
So as we look at those items, the other items to submit in that spreadsheet, we should go into Army Cool, and I think I found the search for credentials. We should go make sure that somebody, whether it be the vendor like a Microsoft or a Cisco, has already pushed that credential already into the Cool system, and we're just aligning our course to that credential. Is that correct?
Correct. I'm trying to pull it back up here. My screen's not being too helpful at the moment. There we go. So credential search.
Right.
You click on that header.
Mm-hmm.
And once it loads, it'll pull up all of the credentials at one time. But I certainly wanted to get ahead of it. Give me an example of a credential that you might offer.
What do you want?
You want to check and see if it's on.
What do we want to search on?
I'm pulling the list of everything that was submitted. CompTIA, because we had submitted the pricing and all of that, so it seems like we're missing something on our side. CompTIA, Net Plus would be one.
Yeah.
Kristen, she just got the approval on the Microsoft, so she probably didn't add them yet.
Okay. So
there's your CompTIA Network Plus.
Good. Okay. Good.
And see, again, this is for vendors and soldiers alike. You'll see that these items are approved by ANSI, GI Bill. They're hot jobs in demand per the Department of Labor. They're STEM oriented. It'll give you all the information. It gives promotion points for this. And the soldier can come in, they can click on that credential detail, and they can see everything about that credential, the eligibility, the exams, the recertification period, the agency contact information. If they want to go a step further, they can go directly to CompTIA's website from there. Just click on that link right there, and it'll take them directly to CompTIA's homepage for every one of the credentials that's approved in Army Cool.
Well, that's good. Okay, so Lisa and team, it looks like, and we can do the search on all those, and it looks like in Army Cool, which would be that first step, I would suspect that all of what we are going to push to Army Ignite is going to be approved. It's somebody's already going to have gone down that path. So it is going to be a matter of just retracing some steps and submitting these courses onto that spreadsheet for Russell and Dot. It's Dottie, right? Dottie's on your team.
It's Dottie.
Yeah, that Jen had worked with just to get these out on our site.
Yeah, so June 3rd, Dottie came back and said, congratulations on becoming a new vendor with the CA program. And now you're able to kind of load your course and costs into the AI portal. So it's been about a couple weeks, but we also had our sales training last week and whatnot. So I think that obviously, I think Jen, what she did was probably put CCNA in as to test
just
it
as a
out.
placeholder.
Yeah, and so I think we're just, Sandy, we need to just close that loop with her.
Sure.
She's off, but to say, oh, let's get the rest of these in, and then as we go through that process, then we can, more questions might pop up. And then that spreadsheet is the one thing that I don't think I ever heard her mention that. So maybe she's aware of it, but maybe we just need to get like a copy of that, or where do we find that again?
I just put it into the chat right there.
Oh, thank you. Okay, so you're reading my mind.
Great.
Perfect.
I'm there for you.
Perfect.
There you go. All right.
Grab that here.
I saw a bunch of resources on that previous page that you were on, kind of at that bottom. I think it was like related links. Are any of those, I guess, available to kind of on the marketing side? I didn't go through and look exactly what they were, but would we be able to use those for marketing and And
What do you mean as far as resources? Like on this page here?
I think it was a previous page. There was at the bottom, there was a few links. They looked just by the titles, maybe like they were marketing. I saw like a flyer. I think it was before this even.
I know what you're talking about.
Sorry.
Back on the credentialing assistance page.
I think it was this page. Yes, exactly.
Yep. So you see, you have vendor CA brochures. You're more than welcome to pull those down. Anything that's here, you have full access to.
Okay. Awesome.
Okay.
I'll go through those. Thank you.
You're welcome. I think Sophia did a video here that explains the Army CA program. Anything that's on there, you have full access to.
Okay. Wonderful.
Okay. And then is there in these related links here, are there directions on how, so at some point we'll need to pull finance into this so that how that all works. How does the finance work of all this? How do the soldiers submit the payment and all of that?
I can explain that to you right now.
Perfect.
Awesome.
Perfect. Thank you.
So there's going to be two phases of this. One, what we're currently doing, and two, what's coming. So I'll start with what we're currently doing, because we haven't been given a full date of when the other part's coming. Here's how it goes right now. A soldier's going to reach out to a vendor. Well, first they're going to look and see for a credential they're interested in. They're going to reach out to a potential vendor that they want to participate with. That vendor needs to provide them with a price quote, a customized price quote.
Okay.
Basically has their name, the company's name, what course they're looking to go after, total cost. That's all that really needs to be on that price quote. Oh, and
no
then,
dates or anything like.
So as far as for dates, we tell vendors you can put start and end dates if you want, but because of the way that funding and everything is approved, where the soldiers have they can't request training any earlier than 45 days, any later than 90 days out. We tell the vendor just to put an expiration date on the quote.
Got it.
So, because just like now we're about to go in at the end of this month, we're about to go into our closeout for FY24. So the soldiers won't be able to request anything else until 1 September. And in 1 September, they'll be able to request courses for FY25. But in situations like that, if they have that price quote and it has an expiration date, because the soldier has 1 calendar year from their start date to complete the training. So if you as a vendor, you say, okay, well, Johnny wants to start a course on 1 July, so his course, his price quote here expires on 30 June of 2025. So that our finance team knows that he has coverage for that price for that length of time. So once they've gotten that price quote from the vendor, the soldier will then go in and submit a CAR or credentialing assistance request through Army Ignited. Our team gets it. They look over it. If everything matches and it's good to go, they'll send it over to the finance team. The finance team will then, let me log into the AI portal here. Well, my AI portal won't show it because it's different than yours. But in your AI portal, it'll give you the option to view the courses that are pending payment and items like that. When you see that it's ready, let me see if I can pull it up on the slides here.
Okay.
This is the new process guide that I just uploaded. So. So you'll get this, you do the MOA, y'all have already done all of this. You're going into Army Cool. You already got your account created. That's not on this one. Okay, so what will happen is you'll see on your home screen in the AI portal It'll show you that you have items ready to be invoiced. And from there, you would go to the top of your AI portal where it says where you're able to manage your invoices. And you'll select manage invoice option, the manage invoice option. There will be the student's record there. You'll be able to click on it, and a letter of authorization will be in that soldier's area. You'll select that letter of authorization. You'll run the credit card number. And then once you've run the credit card number, you'll upload a receipt. That's when a soldier is eligible to begin their courses or anything with you as a vendor. Don't allow them to start anything with you until you've received payment. And we've even had soldiers where they're like, well, we know the Army's going to pay it. We know it'll get taken care of. Can you guys just go ahead and let me start? The answer is absolutely not. It's right there in the MOA as well. Let them know once you've received payment and you've uploaded the receipt, that's when they can start. If payment comes early, say they requested that 45-day window, but payment gets paid 2 weeks ahead of time before that start date, you as a vendor can let them start at that point, but only if you've received payment. Does that all make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So once they've completed their certification, the vendor will upload a pass or fail in the system for the soldier and send the soldier a certificate of completion. And then that's how we close the loop out for that training or that credential they pursue.
So Pam, that's an important one that we need to make sure that for this program that we send that certificate of completion to them.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah.
And if it's for a certification, say, like we have issues, well, not per se issues, but guidelines with Pearson VUE where they're not allowed to provide the grade. If that's the instance, again, provide that soldier with that certificate of completion so that they can upload it and send us an email and let us know they're done, and then we'll close it out on our end.
Okay, that makes sense.
So that's the first payment process that's currently going on. What's going to happen here in the future is we're going to be switching over to a system called GFIBS. It's a government system for making payments. It's what they use on the tuition assistance side for bachelor's and associates and other degree programs. But basically what will happen from there, and this is why it's so important to make sure that a vendor has a valid CAGE code, because that GFIB system is going to directly contact that vendor's bank and make payment that way. So it's going to cut out all the middleman process and make it a little more streamlined for making payments through our vendors. So we're excited about that coming, but we may not see that until early to mid FY25. So just be on the lookout for that. Okay. We will do training for that prior to that happening.
Gotcha.
And Russell, this is Pam. Did you say you had the step-by-step process on here in a document?
As far as
how to, for what you just went through, when the soldier,
and,
for everything, you just the enrollment process and approval process.
Let me see if it shows up on the soldier's guide here. And this is something you're more than welcome to download as well. If you have a soldier that says, hey, I don't know how to get started in this, refer them to the Army Cool page or provide them with this.
Okay.
Let's see. So, and this is good too, because you can kind of see what they're seeing in their system. So they can apply for funding. Making sure you guys can see this here. It's a little blurred for me on my screen, but they'll provide the information that they need here. Of course, if a soldier tells you, well, I didn't know that I was responsible for this, it's right here. They have to click on it and approve. The sad thing is, most people will go through and just hit agree without reading, but all the fine print's right there for them to read. Let's see. They're going to look up that training vendor, pull it up, put in their starting and end dates that they're looking for. Add the training. They can request to add training. They can request to add exams, and they can request to add study materials. But just note that if a soldier asks you for those separate items, you must provide them with a price quote for those separate items. It cannot all be on the same price quote. That's considered bundling. And when we came over to the new system, the system will no longer allow us to bundle. So they have to be provided separate price quotes if they're doing that.
Okay.
So Pam, you have the login for the tool.
Yeah, I have to reset my password, but yeah, I have to. I
Okay.
can get in there.
Because that course list is protected, so you have to log it. But when I go to log in, it goes to the U.S. Army Microsoft portal. So the one that he has in the chat there, because that's where we're going to need to load
Okay.
the schedules. So you might want to just open that or grab that, because that's the spreadsheet in the chat, Pam, where it says course
Okay.
cost list. It says course cost list, and then when I click on it, it requires that you put in your credentials, your login stuff.
Okay.
And see here on this one here, the soldier must add the custom quote from the vendor, and it must match what's in the AI portal. So what you give them as a quote, if you say this course is for PMP is $1,500, then when we look at it in the AI portal, we should also see that this course for PMP is $1,500.
Right.
Can do it manually as well, but we're trying to push them away from doing manual requests. Before, soldiers could go in there and submit a manual request for a training they wanted to pursue, but it may not be seen in the system yet. We're pushing them away from doing that. If it's not in the system, you need to either request that it be added, or you're not going to be able to get it unless you pay out of pocket. Same thing for books and materials. Once you've gone in and you've added, the soldiers added a request for the training or an exam, they can go back in and request the books and materials. So if you have books and materials that you're going to add into the system, when you go into the AI portal under school, you'll have the option for cool prep course, cool study material, and cool exams. You'll load each of those items under there. Everything. Trying to see if there's anything else on the finance piece.
Okay.
That the soldiers will see. This goes into them adding an exam option.
And so as Pam, so I was just kind of reviewing some of the notes. So again, we just kind of really were pinpointing just recently who was going to kind of be the ops person for this. So Pam, in that, Jen sort of set us up. Pam, you're going to be creating you're going to be managing the portal and the request and uploading the schedules. Is there a specific point of contact? Is it Dottie that Russell's that she should be going with, or should she be reaching out to you as she starts getting into this? Obviously, we want to get the marketing up, and then start with the, Pam really starting to, dive into understanding the portal better, because it's kind of a handoff on our side right now from Jen
Absolutely.
to Pam. So
any communications should be sent to myself, Sophia, and Dottie. Because if for some reason, if one of us is out, the other can pick up the torch and run with it.
Okay. Perfect.
And this is kind of cool. This is something the soldiers see if they're asking for if they've been paid for. They can see this in their system. This is what it shows. You see where they've submitted the request and it's waiting review by our team. Our team has reviewed it and sent it over to finance.
Oh, okay.
Finance is creating the invoice, but it hasn't been paid yet. That's when you as a vendor will go on and you'll make that payment and upload that receipt. And then it's going to change over to approved and paid. And that's when the soldier can begin their course.
Okay. And so just to backtrack a little bit, when the soldiers are looking for the approved vendors, it's the spreadsheet that they're looking at on who's offering what.
Yes, they should.
Okay.
They should definitely start with the approved vendor list.
Okay.
Because you can see here, this has got everybody in there. There's, I believe, we have 522 approved vendors right now.
Okay.
So about 481 with all the line breaks removed. So they'll be
Okay.
able to see all the vendors, what they offer. If they're blank like this, we're actually going after these vendors now to say, hey, your information is not showing in the AI portal. I'm actually going to be sending out an email to all approved vendors today. So y'all will be seeing that here in just a little bit, letting all the vendors know that they need to review the approved vendor list and check and see if their information is loaded. And if not, of course, adding it in green and removing what doesn't need to be there in red. So that will be coming out from me
Gotcha.
today.
So Pam, once you are able to log in and access us, make sure we can get to this part, because again, I'm not able to, but I don't have the login. So, and then we can
Okay.
add the list of classes. And then can you do me one more favor, Russell? Can you go back to where you'd said, oh, I see you here in the AI tool, but I do not see pricing. Can you go
Absolutely.
back to that spot for me? I'm like
So
Sandy.
this
And one of the
information.
things I want to know is, do we put our published schedule, or that we have the class, and then that it, so does the soldier need to see that we're offering it September 15th or whatever,
No, I would just
we
put
offer
the class. I would
Okay.
just put the class, because if you
That'll
put
be
the
easier
schedule
for
in there,
Pam.
you're going to be in there changing it every
Right.
couple months, and you're not going to want to do that.
Right. Okay.
Just
Right,
put
so-
that you
right.
offer the
Yeah.
course, and when they contact you and get that customized quote, that's when
Yes.
they'll know, okay, this is when we have it available to fit your time frame.
Yes. Good. Okay. Gotcha.
But
All
this
So
is what
this
you were
is-
referring
Okay,
to.
yes, this
when
is
I
where
click
I'm
on this
referring to.
here.
So
Okay,
that's the exam cost. That was the exam for CCNA, I think, right?
Right, but see here, you have the prep course as well.
Yeah.
And there's nothing listed for cost for the prep
Yes,
course. so-
Right. Yeah, so it's not complete.
right. And so Pam, have you been walked through how you add a class here?
No, I don't.
So,
I haven't been in this system at all.
and
Right.
I
you're
did
not going to
find-
be in this system. This is for the soldiers themselves. If you are any of you able to access the AI portal,
I'm getting back
because if
in.
one of you can get into the AI portal and share your screen, I'll actually show you
Okay.
what it looks like and what you need to do in the AI portal.
That's what we need to, that's right. Again, sorry for the repetitiveness. I think,
No,
yeah.
no problem. I'll stop sharing real quick here.
Okay, that's what the soldiers see on that side. Okay.
Correct.
I am in the AI portal.
Well, yeah, good, because I can't get in. My password's on. Has to
I'm
be
having the same
reset.
issue, Pam. Yeah.
Okay.
And all
Great.
you'll need to do for that, I'm gonna include the information for the help desk right here. You'll just need to contact them and tell them you need to reset your password.
Oh, okay, perfect.
Okay.
Here in the chat.
Okay, perfect.
Okay. This is exactly what I was needing. Okay, so if you go up to schools at the very top,
Uh-huh.
hit the drop down, and then go to Cool Prep Course. All right, you see you already have that one in there. So you're gonna add a prep course, and we're just gonna practice with this. We can delete it when we're done, because as soon as we do this, well, go back. Let's see if we can add the price for that one.
Yeah,
One prep
yeah.
course. And where it says cost, there you go.
Do you have that in front of you, Lisa?
Hold on. See if I
Yeah,
can
give us
find
one
it real
second.
quick.
Now, and what I will tell you, prep course is fine. Take out the materials, take out the description. If you want to put a description of what the course is, just put the URL link there. because this allows for so many characters in the system. But when the soldiers try to pull it up on their side, it's going to give them an error because it's not going to recognize that many characters. So we tell the vendor just to put their URL to where they can go and see what's available there.
Okay.
But yeah, you can leave the prerequisite information in there, but take out the material and the description information.
$300.
Well, is this the course or the exam?
That says the prep.
Yeah, this one's the course.
Oh, so it's the course. Pam, do you have that pricing?
I've got the
Let me see.
URL. Where do we
No.
put the URL? Here into the description?
Yeah.
Correct.
That's our URL. And I should just
Delete
take all
the
of
rest
this out?
it. Yes, sir.
All right. And materials are okay or no? You said.
Delete those out as well.
Okay.
Again, all that information they should be able to see on the website or when they talk to you on the phone. You can leave the prerequisite information.
Okay, got it. All right.
And then once you put in the cost.
Yep.
$41.95.
I'm sorry.
$4,195 for the
That's
course.
not right. That's not right.
No, we need to. It was a discounted.
I'm looking. Hold on.
I tell you what,
sorry.
we can do that after the fact. We'll I know how to get in here now, so we'll come in and put the. Let me go ahead and hit save.
I have it.
Okay. This field is required. Oh, it's not going to let me. I got to put something in here. I just don't have that Gen spreadsheet that we all worked on.
Yeah.
I could put a price in there temporarily that will just.
Correct. Because once you do that, I'm going to show you something. On the other screen.
Just put $3,000 for now. We'll go back and correct it. Not
Yeah, $30,000. Okay, all right. So it is.
All right. So you see that
so
there.
Good. So that. All right.
I'm going to go back over here to my screen.
So Pam, once we have the rest of our courses, if we need to kind of look at them, we can export all of them and look at it, in a shared environment. This will be nice. Okay.
Can I share my screen with you again one more time?
Sure. Let me hit stop sharing.
I'll show you how fast this updates.
There we go. All right. Awesome.
So as soon as you put information into the AI portal, it automatically feeds over to Army Ignited.
Good.
Okay.
Very good. Okay. All right. So the two ways we can add the rest of our courses, the 10 or 12 or 15 or whatever other courses, we could either put them into the spreadsheet that you have given to us, or we could go in to that little green button and.
You have to do both. Right?
Yeah,
you have to put them in the spreadsheet.
You're going to want to send it to us in the spreadsheet first.
Oh, okay.
And then once we approve it and say you're good to go, then you would go back and add a prep course.
Bing, 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 bing. Okay, got it. Okay, got it. Okay.
That one I picked up on.
Thank you. That's why, Russell, that's why I brought multiple people.
Exactly. It takes a village.
There we go.
It takes a village sometimes.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Okay. So, no, that was great. Thank you for showing us that. I've got
but
the help desk
for the courses like I had up here, the CCNA, the Cisco course that has, we can't bundle in an exam, right? So we need to.
So here's the thing with that. Here's how you quote unquote can do that process. If you say your course is $3,000 and you offer the exam and or the study material for free, then you could do that. You could just say, especially on that sheet where you're sending everything back, It doesn't need to say it on here, but if you provide it for free, that's fine. That's never going to reflect on the soldier's payment. Because if the soldier comes through and they take the prep course, but they fail the exam, they're not going to be recouped for the exam if they got it from you for free. However, if the soldier says, hey, I need a prep course and I need the exam separately, and they fail either one of those, they're going to get recouped for what they either fail or don't provide results for. Does that make
all
sense?
Right. Yeah, I'm trying to think through what's our best.
Now, if you offer the exam at price, like if a normal student coming off the street says, hey, I see this on your website and I want to also take this exam, then it needs to be listed in the AI portal separately as an exam. So all you would do is you would go under school,
yeah,
right there.
Mm-hmm.
Then you would select cool exams.
Yeah.
And then you can add the exam there.
Okay.
So start typing in, is it CCNA?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There it is. Go ahead and hit the plus button on the side. Go ahead and hit that again. This is where you'll put your URL.
Okay.
Your teacher method, if it's distance learning, if it's in person, or if it's a hybrid approach, you can put that there. You put the cost. You don't need to put anything in for description, and then you save it, and that will save it the exam to the system. And just like the other thing, as soon as it's saved, it will automatically show up in Army Ignited.
All right. So on the one hand, so we need to kind of think through, are there people that would want to buy the exam separately that may take the class, take the exam, fail, come back either in that same calendar year where they still have some of that $4,000 and want to take the exam again? Would they be eligible to use some of those funds to take
It's the only way they could do that. If the soldier came through and they requested the exam with you and they failed it, once they've started the recoupment process on the Army CA side, then they can go back and request that again.
Okay. All
but the recoupment process has to be started first before they'll be allowed to request it again in the system.
Gotcha. Okay.
So for the pricing, Pam, I stand corrected. You're right. I do have the spreadsheet here. So it is just our list price that but from what we had sent over to them for approval. So not a discounted price. We don't put a discounted price in there. I was thinking that, oh, well, they only get $4,000, then we certainly should price it under the $4,000. But I'm understanding.
Well, and that's fine. If a credential exceeds that $4,000 cap, if it's like above $6,000, we want that item to be phased out per se, because when a soldier goes in there, if they were going after your course and your course was say $8,000 and they selected it that way, then they're only going to be able to request at one time and they have to figure out where to come up with the other $4,000.
Right.
However, if your course is phased out, said it was CCNA phase 1, CCNA phase 2, etc., then that soldier would be able to go back into the system and request that training part of it again.
Okay. So so I guess I'm asking, so I think the most expensive one is $45.95, and that's a CCNP.
No, you don't have to phase those. The soldier would just have to be aware that they will have to come out of pocket for that additional amount.
Oh, okay. Does it make sense to put them, like, do our discount up front then and put the pricing in at a discount up front so that they can get the maximum, like, okay, so in sort of in our corporate world, right? If someone is coming through our front door and they have $43.95 as their list price, we'll generally discount that for them, right?
So
here's what
I would recommend, because every soldier situation may be different.
Okay.
You may have a soldier who's had previous training and just wants to take an exam or something. If you're going to discount the price, put it on the custom quote, but make sure that the price that you have in the AI portal is a price that matches what's on your website.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Oh, okay. I guess so. If someone was a soldier and was looking on the portal and they were looking for something like CCNA, which is a pretty common class,
Correct.
what makes them select our class versus another vendor that is offering that class? Is it not price? Is it that have heard of Sunset Learning or whatever? I mean, what's attracting them to click on ours versus one of our competitors?
So what the soldier has the ability to do when they're looking for the credential they want to pursue,
Mm-hmm.
when they type in that credential name, actually on their side, it's going to bring up all of the vendors that offer that training or whatever. And they'll actually be able to price compare and shop. Say, okay, this vendor is wanting this credential for $8,000, but this vendor here offers the same exact thing for $3,500. Obviously, I'm going to go with the $3,500.
Right.
So the soldier has that opportunity to do that.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was
That makes
thinking. We put our best price forward. Okay. All right.
Well, but what Russell said though is,
Yeah.
I mean, so we don't have, so we can't. So again, I go back to normally if you come through the front door, we're gonna give we'll probably give a percentage off, right?
Yep.
That all they would have to say is, I saw it $500 less over there, and then we'd be sure we can price match that. But there's none of that kind of negotiating in this program. They go to a list, they see the price, they do their process to get that vendor. Because I just worry about some of our and there's not a loss, but our Cisco courses certainly are. But they're in line, Russell, with the industry, right? They're not.
Exactly.
Their market, there's the same market. We price compare all the time. So everything else, Microsoft, CompTIA, AWS IDOL, all of those are completely under. It's just the Cisco pricing, which is really competitive. So I guess, Sandy, what I'm saying is that we don't have any sort of negotiation, or we can't sort of help out on the front end, because what Russell was saying is like D-Core, for example, which is the most expensive at $45.95, data center core. That's a CCNP level, certification. That is market price at $45.95. So we're gonna that's on our website, so keep it the same in the
price.
Keep it in the same as the portal. Do not do the discount.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, would one of our competitors have that CCNA, that real common class? We would, if we're coming in at $41.95 or whatever that list price is, would somebody else have it at $31.95? And it just, we're gonna, the soldier is gonna look at it and go, I'm not gonna click on the Sunset one. It's $1,000 more, right?
Now, if on your website, if your website said, hey, this is our discounted price for military and veterans, if it said that on your website, then most definitely put that in the AI portal.
Oh,
yeah, that's
great idea.
That's where I think we may want to have off of our public sector federal site is, Special Army pricing at X percentage off, or we list out some of these, and we would run all of this by you, Russell. This is where we might internally brainstorm on, let's figure out where we might want to set some of these prices.
And even easier to do than you having to go and break it down for every item that you list.
Yeah.
Just put a disclaimer on your website that says, military and veterans, please contact the representative about a discounted price.
There you go. Okay.
Just put a disclaimer on your website. That way you're not having to go in and change everything all the time.
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when we send them a quote, does it have to be the price that's in the system, or is it the agreed upon price?
So when you send them the quote, when you send them the quote, at the bottom of the quote, because it's going to have the course, and it'll have the price of the course. And then it'll have the price of the course. And then right below that, if you want to on the quote, put discount 30%, and then the price for the discount. And then at the very bottom, the total cost with the discount added.
Oh, okay.
Gotcha. All right.
So we can discount it.
Yes, absolutely. And there are several
Okay.
vendors who do discount.
Yeah, we would want to. You
I
know, we
think we
have
would definitely want to.
100%. 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Almost all of our classes start a little above $4,000. There are
Yeah,
a few that are,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, I was going to say, and it, no, that makes total sense. So we need to reconvene. So we have the
yes,
list
we'll
of classes.
we'll talk through
We
that
have
next
the one
week.
that's been approved. Yeah, we'll take a look at that next week and come up with what that military discount should be across the board. And then we determine, Kristen, do we just want to put a disclaimer? Because I would like that disclaimer to match back to the pricing that we're going to provide on there. Because it sounds to me we could put $41.95 in there, and then when they come back and have us, but have something that says, ask us about our discounted rate for military, so we could do it that way. I just feel
still
like
worry
it's easier.
about being higher than that 4,000 though, because then
Yeah, I think
Sandy's
people
point,
Yeah,
we
I
should
did
go
too.
lower.
I did too.
That's okay.
Visually.
That's okay. There are vendors that their courses and everything are above that 4,000, and that's because of where that credential is at market value. But if you as a vendor are saying, hey, we understand this is the price at market value, but we're offering a discount at this amount, even if it's that 30% that soldier gets taken off of that course, that still definitely makes you line up better in eyesight to a soldier when they're looking for a course versus a vendor that just offers the price at market value.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, you're getting a scholarship basically, or funding, right? And the reason why you wanted that funding is to not have to pay out of your pocket. So we want to be consistent there. All right, got it. Okay.
And then that disclaimer, that mention on our website, does that have to be the exact price, or can we just kind of do a general blurb that says, for Army, we offer 30% off?
I would just put a general disclaimer.
Okay. And then we can just use that across the board for any course that we are offering through this program then, right?
Correct.
Okay. Yeah. That's easy.
I went back in. I'm switching gears a little bit, but I went back in.
I know, and we're over time, Sandy, so I want to be cognizant.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
Russell's time
we're
here,
going to need
sorry.
to look at this.
You're
It looks like
perfectly
some other of our classes are in here. It's not just
Yeah, and
CCNA.
so some of that stuff. Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
This is the course catalog.
Okay.
This has nothing to do with Army CA. Soldiers cannot see anything in the course catalog. So if that's in line with items you might be offering, it's going to have to be listed under cool prep courses or anything anyways.
I clicked on
but soldiers cannot see anything that's in the course catalog.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay, so it needs to be under. I clicked it when I went back after going to that exam thing. I went back under school and went to course catalog instead of cool prep courses. Cool prep courses has CCNA. Okay, gotcha. All right. Very good. All right. Very good. Well, Russell, thank you for your time. We're going to reconvene as a group, and we're going to, we're getting together early next week, and we'll be back in touch with that spreadsheet, and we'll go in and take a look at all of this and be back in touch with any additional questions. Thank you so much. Hope you have a great 4th of July.
And absolutely. Same to you guys as well. Enjoy your 4th. And if you find you have some other questions or anything you run into, or just want to jump back on another call, let me know, and I'll set it up.
And you can send us, if you send us over the recording, that would be helpful.
That would be helpful.
Absolutely.
I will be reviewing that again for sure. It's super helpful.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you so much.
I'm gonna save the recording, and I'll send you guys the YouTube link for it.
Perfect.
Sounds good. All right.
All
very
right.
good.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks,
Russell.
Russell.
Thanks.
Happy
Have a good
4th.
one, y'all. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.